simply ridiculous when people are charging more than the buy price for the DK2. The waiting time is not that long.
I know, it's crazy. I mean, they are meeting the demand a lot better now. The supply is getting better. So if you really cannot wait for that consumer version, then don't go out and get a DK1. I'm selling myself out here because I'm never going to be able to sell my DK1, am I? But yeah, you can. Yeah, there we go. Hands there, yeah. So you can have the DK1. You can have my old processor. And
I don't know if you told anyone about. I know this is pathetic, but the chicken game.
What?
on the Oculus Rift, the chicken game.
Oh yes, there's a small demo game where you embody a chicken, and the only way you basically go around picking up seed, and the only way to pick up seed is to duck your head forward. pick up the seed.
It's so simple, but it's so
satisfying. Really, I love the little demos like that. Great little things. But it's nice to see. It's like the head tracking brings in a different kind of gameplay mechanic, and it's it's the sort of thing that Frontier are playing around with this, having this kind of you can look left and right in your cockpit. You can have these extra panels, and the HUD doesn't have to be cluttered with every possible option because you can have it in these these cool little three-dimensional panels to the side. So it's nice to see that the Oculus is bringing something other than a 3D display to the game. It's kind of there's all these different mechanics that come from it, and you can get some really interesting gameplay out of it. I love things like that.
While in store today, please take a visit down by the Kerrash Unwanted Second-Hand Goods. There you'll find an old processor, Oculus DK1, a Sinclair Spectrum 48-key rubber key.
You won't get rid of that.
And Shorty.
And me, yeah, because I'll be in the bin saying, "Oh, please, can I have that, please?"
Spares and repairs only.
That's spares and repairs. I've seen the upgrade for the Oculus, but it seems to come with so many limitations. It's just not worth it.
I know. I was talking to someone about that the week. Rift Up, isn't it? It's a great idea. I respect what they're doing. It's fantastic that someone's come along and said, "Yes, this is upgrade. Make your Rift higher resolution." It's a good idea in theory, but it's kind of like why spend the money on that? It's just just buy the DK2 instead and get the full package. It's like trying to slot a bigger engine in your car rather than spending that same amount of money on just getting a better car.
Just be patient.
Just be patient and get the full version.
Sorry about the strange noises going on in the background. I'm not sure what's going on here.
Oh.
Yeah, I did hear something.
Just as you said that, I can hear laser fire. I'm like, was that
I think it's a really sort of good point just to take a couple of seconds for some nice, relaxing music that I've found and think we should share. So if you just sit back, put the cup of coffee down, rest your head, and just get lost into this wonderful, soothing piece of
music that Grant can't find.
Welcome to Dalek Relaxation for Humans. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Now exhale through your mouth softly. Focus on slowing down your breathing into a calm rhythm. Inhale. You are becoming more and more calm.
Oh, brilliant. Where do you find these things?
Where was that comment I said? Oh, Dr. Bobbins, imagine goat simulator in Oculus Rift. I love Goat Simulator.
That would be cool. That would be really cool. I'm going to have to try and stream that. Any random game I can get running in the Rift, I'll have to do an extra stream 1 week with just like all of the random demos in Oculus Rift because they are insane.
I love Surgeon Simulator as well. That's brilliant.
Oh, yeah,
I'm so epic in that. I can do brain surgery in like 1 minute flat.
Brilliant. I love that game.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to possibly get some insurance policy for people's ears and speakers when you have me on.
Just too loud! Oh, they've got no cannons here. I can't get my cannons back. I need my heatsink now. Where's my heatsink? I got my heatsink. See, I never used to use the heatsink launcher quite as much as I should have early on, but I found that I've got used to it now. It makes a lot more sense.
Heatsink what, sorry?
Heatsink launcher.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like this. Mark!
it like you put the heat inside a mug and lob it? Is that basically?
Yeah.
Heat sink!
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much it. But it makes a lot more sense now. I mean, they've balanced the weapons out a bit more. So when you're firing your lasers, you build up a lot of heat in them very, very quickly. It affects your internal heat, not just the weapon heat. So it makes a lot more sense to be able to dump that heat into the heat sinks and get rid of it. It kind of gives you a little bit more of a combat edge as well when you're doing that. Which I will attempt to do now. Let's see if I can find somewhere interesting. So I'm losing track of the chat because we're having too much fun. Bill Beast, how about those post EGX beers? But what are you going? Are you going? If you're there on the Saturday night, that would be cool. I'll have to try and bump
I would
into you.
come down, but I'm probably moving home.
Oh, of course. That's all gone through then.
No. It's we're just so close to the getting the key stage just now. Just dull, boring lawyer paperwork rubbish.
Oh,
Everything else is there.
dear.
Funding's in. It's going to happen.
Oh, wow. Oh, best of
And
luck to you.
then I'll have room for the launch party.
Yay!
Yeah, been a nice big room to have the launch party in. We can get set up a LAN, play.
And I'll have cable. I'll have internet to rival yours.
Yes, I'm hoping the stream is coming across a lot better for everyone tonight. The new internet has definitely made a difference. It's certainly a lot better on the upstream band, which is what I was lacking on. Unfortunately, it's not as fast as I was hoping.
Dearly me. We've got a confession in the channel.
Oh,
Fiery Toad, you should never fiddle with it on the odd occasion. You'll go blind.
oh dear.
No, just
See me in confessional later.
TMI, Toad. TMI. Oh, you're only 40 minutes from the show. Excellent. Great. Well, yes, it'd be nice to bump into you, actually. If you want to send me a private message and we'll try and arrange meeting you after, it'd be great. I'm the guy with the Kerrash Landing t-shirt. You should spot me on that.
Welcome to the Kerrash dating channel.
I'm here till Tuesday. Try the veal.
Lonely commander with good sense of humour seeks a significant other for drinking and evening of fun. See, I get that clean.
yeah, I was thinking that.
So yeah, I come with my own sound effects.
You want him to get in? You want to get him in a box, a cardboard box. Oh yes, I see.
In a cardboard box, yeah.
Living in a box.
Don't get me sick.
Ooh, no, we don't want to get into singing. We definitely don't want to get into singing.
What are you currently trading? Well, completely.
I'm not trading. I am attempting to get into some combat because I've been trading my backside off.
How many credits you got now?
What's it? What have we got on there? Just shy of 2 million. I want
my God.
that anaconda, damn it, and I've done it
Can I
completely
ask,
legit as well.
Because you're such a good brother, is there any way that you could give me your money on credit?
No.
What I mean in the game, can you like give people credits or
Not yet. Not yet. There is a planned feature that you'll be able to set up some sort of trade system with other players. Kind of makes me think of like the old what was it? Theme park where you had like the kind of like that banter, didn't you? Where you're like reaching, like the cookies were wearing down, and you were kind of like reaching for an agreement, and the two hands were coming in to shake hands. You know?
Oh
that?
yeah! Oh my God!
I don't want to be anything like that, but I kind of think of that when they say this kind of.
Yeah.
You've got to come
Well,
to some mutual agreement.
To be honest, it could open it up to people taking the mic. That's one.
That is the big worry. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one worry. Perhaps you should have to trade something to get it in the first place, but then there's got to be a limit on it anyway.
Well, I think.
Gilsoy Massey is asking a question to you, Kerrash, and the question is: say your internet. How big is it?
It's this big. It's approximately 6 times faster than what I had before on upstream bandwidth, so that should be a heck of a lot better for you guys. At the moment I'm trying 720p, so I'm getting roughly something like 36, about 6.5 meg upstream, which is a heck of a difference to what I was having before. So, like I said, trying 720p tonight. Hopefully it's coming across better for you folks. Oh, damn, he got away. He got away. But yeah, I considered trying 1080p, but it's... The problem is, it would probably make the stream worse for everyone watching if they couldn't manage to download 1080p video at a good rate. So I'll stick to 720 for now, and I'll wait to see what you guys think, and we'll put it up in the YouTube vid as always.
Abacus makes a very good point.
What's that?
You should throw me some gold canisters.
I could throw that. That is something that I can do. That is the only real way to trade at the moment. Gold is one of the most expensive commodities, obviously.
Well, that's interesting. Obviously, the markets in IRL, real life, is that gold is so fantastic right now. But when in real life it drops, do you think it will reflect in the game? Do you think they will?
No, it's not. I mean,
well, I'm not surprised. Dave would probably pop that in. To be honest, I know
what
what he's like. So
they might have like these funny, sarcastic stories that run in parallel just for fun. But no, I mean, it doesn't run in parallel with real life. What it does do is kind of track differences based on what the players are doing and things like that. So you will see that. But it doesn't make sense. I mean, the game's set 1,000 years in the future, so what today's stock prices are doing.
Yes, I completely forgot. Yeah. That'd be interesting. It'd be funny though if they did.
They could well do that. That is the crazy thing about it, because you know, the commodities and all are controlled by a central server, so they could go in and just happily poke around and make the commodities whatever they want. So.
You know when you get missions and stuff. I assume there's like loads of randomly generated ones, and this all just pops in the name of the star or solar star, whatever you want to say. But is there ones that you can create to give to everyone else?
There's been talk of the ability to set out like bounties on players' heads and things like that.
Right, I've not got a chance then.
Well, I don't know whether it works on players, but it might has to be, you know, someone who's already got a bounty, someone who is, you know, problematic in the first place, and then you can kind of add to that, saying, yeah, I'll chip in 100 credits to take that guy out because he's a git, you know. So there's been talk of that on the discussion forum, so it'd be interesting. It was something I always wanted to see in Frontier Elite 2, actually, is the ability to kind of add to the bulletin board myself. So,
I was thinking you could ask, you know, has anyone got this particular commodity, blah blah blah, and then you could trade it and get yourself a profit. And I don't know, you could just trade on like a third-party basis or
interesting variations of what could be done there, and I don't think we can rule any one of them out, because Frontier want to play around and explore all options, really. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I mean, the mission system is going to be expanded for the next update anyway. We're going to see quite a large variation of things going in there now. At the moment, what we got is, you know, some basic mission types, but not a lot of ones that we're expecting. You know, particularly for like the I've seen some comments about how, at the moment, particularly the combat missions early on, once you've done some of the early missions, there's no natural progression, there's nowhere to go. Once you've done some of those earlier ones, and you've made those, you know, few thousand credits or whatever, there's no big missions worth tens of thousands of credits. But if you remember from the earlier games like Frontier Elite 2, those types of missions were the assassination missions, you know, the seek out and destroy, and the military missions like going down and finding those secret bases and things like that. All of those have been mentioned in the newsletter as these kind of more complicated missions that you have to put more effort into. They're all planned. So eventually, you know, they will come into play, and they will make sense then at that point when we've got more detail on it.
I can't wait. Cool. Because obviously I'm just doing very basic missions because I want money. So I can buy
I mean, definitely.
But no, there's lots more to it. There's some missions that I'm too scared to even click on.
Or definitely the missions. I mean, early on they kind of like subsidise your trade money that you're making. But not only that, it's kind of it's just it kind of encourages you to go around and do different things. I mean, if you didn't have the missions in there, you could kind of sit there and wonder what to do. I mean, that was one of the things you found last week when you first started playing, wasn't it? It's like, what do you do? You're sat there with this entire galaxy in front of you, and
I know, it's almost, it's just too big almost. It's like, but you know, luckily I had those missions to sort of focus me and go, oh, okay, I can start here then, and go from there. But it's also like, wow, massive.
The sheer enormity.
Oh, we got a hiss on your microphone. John,
Space.
you're actually